My beloved child, stop for a moment. Before you close your eyes, before you let this day come to an end, I need to speak to you. Yes, to you. It was not by accident that you found this message. Of all the paths you could have taken tonight, you ended up here. And I need you to understand something. It was I who brought you to this moment, because I saw what no one else saw. I saw you smile today when deep inside you wanted to cry. I saw you say, "I'm fine," when your heart was heavy. I saw the tears you held back, the words you swallowed, the exhaustion you hid from everyone around you. But from me, my child, you never have to hide anything. I am the one who has known you since before you were born. I formed your heart. I counted every hair on your head. I was there on the day you came into this world, and I have been by your side in every moment since. Even in those moments when you were absolutely certain you were alone. You were never alone, not for a single second. Listen closely, because what I am about to say is something you need to carry deep in your soul. I am not disappointed in you. I know that voice exists inside you, the voice that says you have failed, that you should have done more, that you are not enough. That voice is not mine. It never was. My voice is this one you are hearing right now, the voice that says, "You are mine. You are loved. You are precious in my eyes." And nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever change that. Not your mistakes, not your past, not the nights you doubted me. I see beyond all of that. I see what you cannot yet see. Who you are becoming, the person I created you to be. And she is beautiful, my child. He is stronger than you can imagine. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly rested? I am not talking about sleep. I am talking about rest. About setting down the weight you carry. About breathing without anxiety. About closing your eyes without your mind racing in 1,000 directions. It has been a while, hasn't it? You have been carrying so much. Worries about your family, bills to pay, health that is not what it used to be, people you love who feel distant, decisions you do not know how to make, and that old pain, the one you do not tell anyone about, that still visits you in the quiet hours of the night. I know about every single one of them, and tonight I have come for that weight. Give it to me. Right now, in this moment, release it. Not tomorrow, when you have figured everything out. Not later, when you feel worthy enough. Now, exactly as you are, with whatever faith you have, with whatever doubts you still carry. Because I didn't come to you tonight because of your perfection. I came because of my love. There is something I need you to know about tonight. While you sleep, I do not sleep. While your eyes close, mine remain open, watching over you, over your home, over your family, over every person you love and place in my hands. I am the God who does not slumber, the God who does not get distracted, the God who does not abandon. And tonight, I am placing my angels around your house, around your bed, around your children, your grandchildren, everyone you carry in your heart. No evil will prosper against you. No weapon formed against your life will succeed, because you are mine, and I protect what is mine. Take a deep breath right now. Feel that air entering your lungs. That air is my gift to you. Every beat of your heart, that is me sustaining you. You are alive tonight because I still have purpose for your life. Did you hear that? There is still purpose. Your story is not over. I know there have been days when you thought it was. Days when the sadness was so deep that you wondered if it was worth going on. I was there in those days too. closer than ever, even when you could not feel me. And look at you now. You are here. You resisted. You kept going. That, my child, is my strength operating in you, even when you thought it was weakness. I want to talk about something that has been weighing on your heart, something you have not been able to fully release. It is fear, not fear of small things. I am talking about that deep, silent fear that has lived inside you for so long that you have almost stopped noticing it is there. The fear that things will not get better. The fear of losing someone you love. The fear of not being enough as a father, as a mother, as a child, as a person. The fear that in the end you will be forgotten. That fear has a name, and it did not come from me, because I did not give you a spirit of fear. I gave you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. That is not poetry. It is a promise I made to you before the world even existed. And I have never broken a promise. Think with me for a moment. How many times in your life have you reached a point where it seemed impossible to keep going? How many times have you looked at a situation and said, "There is no way out of this"? And how many times did I open a way? Perhaps you have forgotten some of those moments. It is easy to forget blessings when the pain of the present screams louder than the memories of the past. But I remember. I keep every one of those stories. Every moment I intervened in your life. Every time I redirected what was coming to hurt you. Every door I closed to protect you, and every door I opened at the exact moment you needed it. You have a history with miracles, my child, even if you do not call them that. Now, I want you to do something for me. It is simple, but it is powerful. Think of one thing, just one, that you are grateful for tonight. It does not have to be grand. It can be the simple fact that you are breathing. It can be the voice of someone you love. It can be a warm cup of coffee, the comfort of your bed, a moment of silence after a long day. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces I placed at the disposal of your soul. When you choose to be grateful, even in the middle of pain, even when circumstances have not changed, something opens inside you. A window. And through the window of gratitude, my light can enter. I am not asking you to pretend everything is fine. I am not asking you to ignore the pain or smile at the suffering. I am asking you to find, in the middle of everything that is wrong, one thing, just one, that is still right. And thank me for it. Because where there is gratitude, there is presence. And where there is my presence, there cannot be despair. Let me tell you something that few people truly understand about me. I am not impressed by your strength. I am moved by your faith. There is an enormous difference between the two. Strength is what you try to show the world. The appearance that you have everything under control, that you can do it alone, that you do not need help. Faith is the opposite of that. Faith is when you come to me and say, "I cannot do this, but I know that you can." It is exactly in that moment, the moment of your surrender, not your conquest, that I enter with all of my power. The Bible is full of people I used at the exact moment they felt least qualified. The fishermen without formal education, who became the foundation of my church. The widow with only a handful of flour and a little oil, who fed a family for months. The boy with just 5 loaves and 2 fish, who fed a multitude. I do not need much from you. I only need what you have, however small it may seem. And look at what I do with it. So tonight, instead of focusing on what is missing. Give me what you have, the faith the size of a mustard seed, the tired heart that is still willing, the small but still present desire to believe that things can change. Give me that, just that, and watch. Because when you place the little you have into my hands, I multiply it beyond what you can imagine. Not the way you expected, not in the time you planned, but in the right way, at the perfect time. My time, which never arrives late. I want you to fall asleep tonight with one certainty in your heart, a certainty that will stay with you when the sun rises tomorrow, that will accompany you when the challenges come, that will be the anchor of your soul on the days when everything feels uncertain. This certainty is simple. I am working, even when you cannot see it, even when you cannot feel it, even when the silence feels like absence. I am working. Behind the scenes of your life, I am moving pieces, opening paths, preparing blessings that have not yet reached your horizon. The farmer plants the seed and goes to sleep. He does not stay up all night staring at the ground, anxious, trying to make the seed sprout by the force of his gaze. He trusts the process. He trusts the soil. He rests. Tonight, you are the farmer, and I am the soil. Rest. I need to talk about the people you love, because I know they are on your heart tonight. That son who took a path that worries you, that daughter who is hurting and you do not know how to help, the spouse who feels distant, the friend who disappeared, the family member you lost, whether to death or to silence. These relational wounds are some of the deepest that exist, because when you truly love someone, their pain becomes your pain. Their struggle becomes your struggle. And when you cannot do anything, when you're helpless, watching someone you love suffer, that helplessness can be devastating. But I need you to hear this carefully. The people you love also belong to me. Before they were your children, they were mine. Before she was your spouse, she was mine. Before he was your friend, he was mine. I knew them before you knew them. I formed them before you ever saw them. And the love I have for them is infinitely greater than the love you are capable of feeling. As great as that love is, that does not diminish your love. It means they are in good hands. When you release the people you love into my hands, not with indifference, but with trust, you are not giving up on them. You are acknowledging that there is someone who can care for them in ways you cannot, who can be with them in places you cannot go, who can touch their hearts in ways that no word of yours could ever reach. I am that someone. So tonight, I want you to pray a different kind of prayer for the people you love. Not the prayer of someone desperate, trying to convince God to do what they want, but the prayer of someone who trusts, who says, Lord, I place them in your hands. I trust you with them. Do in their lives what only you can do. That prayer moves mountains. Now, I need to speak about something that may be the greatest obstacle between you and the peace I have for you. It is your mind. I am not talking about your intelligence. I am talking about the thoughts that invade your head in the quiet hours. The thoughts that come at 3 in the morning when everything is silent and suddenly the weight of everything feels crushing. The thoughts that replay past mistakes, that anticipate future disasters, that convince you the worst is yet to come. Those thoughts are not your voice, and they are not my voice. They are lies, and they have an author, and that author is not you, and it is certainly not me. The enemy of your soul knows exactly where you're most vulnerable. He knows what your greatest fear is. He knows which wound is the oldest. He knows which doubt you have never been able to fully resolve. And he uses exactly those things to attack you, especially in the quiet hours, especially when you're tired, especially when your guard is down. But here is what he does not want you to know. He has no power over you. None. Zero. All he can do is lie. He cannot touch you without my permission. He cannot change your destiny. He cannot steal what I have placed inside you. He can only lie. And the lie only has power when you believe it. So when those thoughts come tonight, and they may come, I want you to do the following. Do not fight them with your own strength. Do not try to reason with them. Do not spend hours going in circles trying to figure everything out on your own. Simply say my name, Jesus, just that. One word, and watch what happens to the weight that was upon you. Because in my name there is power that the human mind cannot fully comprehend. In my name, chains are broken. In my name, fear flees. In my name, a peace that surpasses all understanding. A peace that makes no rational sense given the circumstances takes the place of anxiety. Try it tonight. When your mind begins to race, when your thoughts begin to spiral, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say my name, and feel. I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about the person you were 5 years ago, the struggles you had back then, the situations that seemed impossible to resolve, the fears that haunted you at that time. Where are those problems now? Most of them passed. Some were resolved in ways you never could have imagined. Others simply lost the power they had over you, and you survived all of them. Not because you were strong enough, but because I was with you. The same I who was with you 5 years ago is with you right now. The same I who opened paths back then is opening paths now, even if you cannot yet see them. Your history with my faithfulness is long, my child. Do not let the pain of the present erase the memory of my goodness in the past. I was faithful. I am faithful. I will be faithful, always. I want to talk about tomorrow, not the distant tomorrow, not the long-term plans, not the dreams that still seem impossible. I'm talking about the literal tomorrow, the day that begins when the sun rises, the next 24 hours of your life. Because I know that many times tomorrow is the source of your greatest fear. What is going to happen? How am I going to pay that bill? How am I going to solve this problem? What is that person going to say? How is that difficult conversation going to go? What if things do not work out? Tomorrow, before it even arrives, has already stolen the sleep of so many people, has already consumed entire nights of rest that were needed, has already generated suffering over things that never happened. Because most of what you fear never becomes reality. So I need to tell you something about tomorrow. I've already been there. For you, tomorrow is unknown. For me, tomorrow has already happened. I have already been in every moment of your future. I have already seen how things are going to unfold, and I have already prepared what you are going to need to get through each one of those moments. You will not face tomorrow unprepared, because I went ahead. That does not mean there will be no challenges. It does not mean everything will be easy, or that you will not feel pain. It means that in every challenge, in every difficult moment, in every situation that feels larger than you. I have already placed the way out, the solution, the right person, the right word, the strength you are going to need. You only need trust enough to take the next step. Not all the steps at once, just the next one. That is all I ask of you. One step, and then one more, and then one more. And I will be in each one of those steps, guiding, sustaining, opening the path before you. Think about how a small child learns to walk. She does not think about all the steps she will need to take in life. She does not worry about the distances she will cover. She looks at her father, reaches out her arms and takes one step, and falls. And the father lifts her up, and she takes another step, and another, and another. That is how it works between you and me. You do not need to have everything figured out to get up tomorrow. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to feel confident. You only need to choose to trust, even without feeling it. Because trust is not a feeling. It is a decision. And when you make that decision, when you open your eyes tomorrow and say, even in a low voice, even with a trembling voice, Lord, I trust you today, something shifts. Not necessarily in the circumstances around you, but inside you. A peace that has no rational explanation begins to take hold of your heart. A clarity begins to emerge where there was confusion. A strength begins to grow where there was weakness, not because the problems disappeared, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. I want to ask you a question, and I need you to answer it honestly, not for me, but for yourself. If you knew with absolute certainty that I was in control, that every detail of your life was in the hands of a Father who loves you infinitely and who has the power to change any situation, what would change about the way you live today? Would you sleep more peacefully? Would you smile more easily? Would you stop carrying that weight that was never yours to carry? Because I need you to know, this is not a hypothetical exercise. It is reality. I am in control. Every detail of your life is in my hands. And I am a Father who loves you with a love that has no end and who has the power to change any situation. The only difference between that reality and your daily experience is your belief. Not perfect belief, not faith without doubts, but the choice made day after day, moment after moment, to act as though I am who I say I am. And the more you make that choice, the more you begin to see the evidence. The more you begin to recognize my hand in the coincidences that are not coincidences. The more you begin to notice that the encounters that seemed accidental were carefully orchestrated. The more you begin to understand that the delays that frustrated you were disguised protections. I never arrive late. I never arrive early. I arrive exactly when the time is right, and the right time for your breakthrough, for the change you have been waiting for the answer you have been expecting, for the miracle you need. That time is closer than you think. Do not give up now. You did not come this far to stop now. You did not survive everything you have survived to give up now. The seeds you planted with your prayers, with your tears, with your faith, even when you were at your limit, those seeds are about to break through the ground. Do not abandon the field on the eve of the harvest. I want to talk about who you really are, not who the world says you are, not what your mistakes suggest about you, not what that cruel voice inside your head repeats in your most difficult moments. I want to talk about who I know you are, because I know you better than you know yourself. You are my beloved child, created in my image and likeness, which means that inside you there is a spark of the divine that nothing and no one can extinguish. Not your failures, not your past, not the people who hurt you, not the years that seem to have been wasted. That spark is still there. I see it clearly, and I need you to understand something about your worth, not the worth the world assigns to you based on what you produce, what you own, what you have achieved, or what you have yet to achieve. I am talking about the worth I assign to you, which is absolute, unconditional, and permanent. You are worth enough that I left heaven for you. You are worth enough that I carried a cross for you. You are worth enough that I conquered death for you. That does not change based on your performance. It does not diminish on your bad days. It does not increase on your good days. It is fixed. It is eternal. It is who you are in my eyes. Always, without exception. So when that voice comes to tell you that you are worthless, that you are a failure, that you do not deserve to be loved, I need you to recognize that voice for what it is. A lie. An old lie repeated so many times that it began to feel like truth. But a lie. The truth is this. You are loved. You are chosen. You are precious. You have a purpose that only you can fulfill on this earth. And as long as you are breathing, that purpose is still active. It is not too late. It is never too late with me. I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about the people who have passed through your life and left a mark. Not necessarily the people who made grand gestures, but those who were present at the right moment, who said the right word, who showed up when you needed them most. Do you think those encounters were accidents? That was me. It was always me, working through people, through circumstances, through moments that seemed small but that changed the direction of your life. I do this constantly, even when you do not notice, even when you are not paying attention, even when you are so consumed by pain that you cannot see beyond it. I never stop working in your life, in the people I placed in your path. It was not by accident. Each one of them has a role in the story I'm writing for you. Some came to teach you. Some came to comfort you. Some came to challenge you to grow, and some, the hardest ones to accept, came to reveal in you a strength you did not know you had. Even the people who hurt you were part of this. Not because I wanted you to suffer, that was never it, but because I knew that from that pain, worked through my hands, something precious would emerge. A deeper compassion, a wisdom that cannot be learned from books, a capacity to be present with other people in their suffering because you have known suffering up close. Your pain was not in vain. Nothing in your life was in vain. I use everything, absolutely everything. Now I want to talk about your dreams, the ones you have carried deep in your heart for so long that you are almost ashamed to admit they still exist. The ones that life kept postponing, that circumstances kept suffocating, that people kept ridiculing. Those dreams did not come from nowhere. I placed them there. When a desire persists in a person's heart for years, surviving disappointments, outlasting defeats, refusing to die even when everything conspires against it, that is not human stubbornness. That is divine seed. I planted those dreams in you because I intend to bring them to pass. Not necessarily in the way you imagined, not necessarily in the time you planned, but in a way that, when it happens, you will understand why the path was exactly that one, and not another. The delays were preparation. The detours were protection. The closed doors were redirection. And what I have prepared for you at the end of that path is greater than anything you have dreamed of until now. But for now, tonight, I only need you to trust. Not with perfect faith. Not with all the answers. Not with absolute certainty about how everything is going to resolve itself. Just trust. Like a child who closes their eyes in their father's arms, not knowing exactly where they are going, but absolutely certain they are in good hands. You are in good hands, my child. The best hands there are. We have come to the end of this conversation, but before you close your eyes tonight, I need to leave some things with you, not as religion, not as obligation, as love. First, I want you to know that tonight was different. Something happened while you were listening to these words. Perhaps you felt it. Perhaps you felt nothing at all. And that is perfectly fine because feelings are the least reliable part of faith. But something happened. A seed was planted. A wound received a gentle touch. A weight became just a little lighter. That was me. And what began tonight does not end when you close your eyes. I keep working while you sleep. The angels I placed around you tonight will remain. The peace that began to settle on your heart will deepen as you rest. Sleep with confidence tonight. You are watched over. Second, I want to talk about tomorrow morning. When you open your eyes tomorrow, the first thing the world will try to do is remind you of all your problems. The list of worries will appear in your mind before you even get out of bed. The fears will try to reclaim the place they occupied before. But this time, you will have a choice. Before you look at your phone, before you check your messages, before you let the noise of the world come in, give me the first moments of your day. It can be just 1 minute. It can be 5. It can be a single word. Good morning, Lord. That simple gesture, that choice to put me first before everything else, will change the atmosphere of your entire day. Not because it is a magic formula, but because it is an alignment. It is you saying, "Today I am not going to carry this alone. Today I am going to walk with you. And I will be there, ready, waiting, with everything you're going to need to get through this day." Third, I want to talk about the people around you. There is someone in your life who is going through a dark night right now. Someone who is exactly where you have been, or perhaps where you still are. Someone who needs to hear that they are not alone, that they are loved, that there is hope. When you wake up tomorrow, think of that person. It can be a simple message. It can be a phone call. It can be just a hug. But be the instrument through which I reach them, because that is how I work in this world. Through people, through simple acts of love, through you. You do not need to have the right words. You do not need to be completely healed to help someone else heal. You only need to be willing, and I will take care of the rest. Fourth, and this is the most important thing I have said tonight, I love you. Not because you deserve it, not because you have been good enough, not because you did everything right. I love you because you are mine, because I created you, because since before the world existed, I already had your name written on my heart. That love has no conditions. It has no expiration date. It does not decrease when you fail, and it does not increase when you succeed. Because it is already at its maximum. It always has been. It always will be. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing you can do to make me love you less. You are loved, period, and I need you to let that land, not just in your mind, in your heart, in the deepest part of you, in that place where beautiful words usually do not reach, because there is too much pain in the way. Let it in, because when that love truly lands, when you truly believe, not just with your mind, but with your entire soul, that you are loved by me in an absolute and unconditional way, everything changes. The way you see yourself changes. The way you treat people changes. The way you face challenges changes. The way you sleep at night changes. Everything changes when you know you're loved. So tonight, before you close your eyes, I am asking you for just one thing. Receive. Receive the love I am offering you. Receive the peace that is available to you right now. Receive the rest that your body, your mind, and your soul need so deeply. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to deserve it. You only need to open your hands and receive. Close your eyes now. Take a deep breath and feel, sir, even if just for a second, even if imperfectly, the presence of the Father who never abandoned you, who never forgot you, who will never let you go. I am here. I am here. I have always been here, and I will be here every moment of your life. My beloved child, you are safe. You are loved. You are mine. Amen.